Okay, welcome back to Real Talk. And before the break, we've helped you prepare, of course, how to look good for the prom, diba? From your gowns to the makeup. But now it's time to make sure you're ready for the tougher part. And here to help us, of course, is fashion and beauty assistant for Candy Magazine, Ning Nunez. Hello, Ning,
Hi.
welcome.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
And of course, the tough part is a date. we need a date so we can actually go to the prom, right?
Yeah.
But first of all, I don't, because obviously it's been a long time since
Yeah.
Christine and I went to our proms, but is there any difference now? Is there, like, what happens at prom nowadays?
Yeah.
What is it all about now?
Well, nowadays it's all about just kids having fun at night with all their friends, partying and dancing.
So usually it's the same thing, like a hotel or whatever,
Yes,
and then
it's the same
dinner,
thing.
and then band dancing,
Yeah.
ganyan. So pretty much still the same.
Maybe the setup is more elaborate nowadays.
Oh,
Wait, what I
okay.
understand like now with the proms is that people actually like to go out after the
Yes.
prom, and that seems to
Yes.
be the highlight more than the actual prom itself.
Like prom just ends at like 12 midnight, and after that, kids go out with
Kids
their
go
friends.
out
Yes.
and party. Okay, so what? First of all, okay, how do you ask somebody to go to the prom nowadays?
Well, when you ask someone to the prom, I think the best approach is to be straightforward. Like the guy should make it clear that he wants to go out with the girl to prom, so he should tell it to her straight, like
so
face
wala
to
na,
face.
how about yung mga proposals? Wala na yon, or how does that work?
It's still pretty big nowadays, but I think being straightforward is the way to go. It shows that you're sincere.
I agree with you, and I
Yeah.
told my son, just ask.
Yeah.
Instead of having the whole big funfair, because
Yeah.
sometimes sayang yung gastos and the girl will
Yeah.
say no,
Yes,
right?
yes.
This is actually something that the guy shouldn't overthink.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just ask and then...
Yeah, keep it simple.
Okay, now for the girl naman, so you ask, how does one say yes or no? I mean, yes is easy, yes. But how about no, or what are the etiquettes and how do we do that? The tricky
When a
part.
girl wants to break it to the guy that, no, I don't want to go to prom with you, well, she should just say no. Like, she shouldn't say a maybe.
Yeah.
She should make it clear that, no, I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to go to prom with you.
Yeah.
Really? Just like that? I wouldn't want
Yeah.
to go to prom with you, and then I can go to prom with somebody else?
Like maybe you can say, I wouldn't really want to go to prom with you. If
Or
that's
I'm thinking of maybe going with somebody else,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
I guess, no?
Yeah.
But is there any way for a girl, for instance, to discreetly kind of give a hint that yes, I would be interested?
Or yes,
It's
please
so
ask
difficult to
me.
just be
Ask
on the
me.
receiving end.
Well, nowadays,
Yeah.
it's not unheard of for a girl to ask a
Really?
guy out to prom.
Oh, wow.
If it's her
Does
prom.
Does that
If it's
happen?
her
prom,
Yes, of
yeah.
course.
It
If it's her
happens.
prom. That's
If it's
right.
your prom.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so next, what are naman the trends and advice can you give the teenagers who don't naman get invited to the prom? What should you do?
Who don't get invited to the
Invited, yeah,
prom.
you still go stag, or do you just not go?
I think the kids should just own it. Like, prom is not all about being with a date. It's about enjoying the night with your friends, and having a date or not having a date shouldn't be a problem. You should just enjoy the
You
night.
should just enjoy the night.
Yeah.
Okay, you are the fashion editor?
Yeah,
or,
fashion and beauty.
and beauty editor of Candy, right? So what would you say are the latest trends nowadays for the teenagers?
Well, for teenagers, the princess look is really big.
What is the
nowadays.
princess
really?
look?
Well, sparkles, embroidery, pastel colors.
So
It's
like
really
more
big.
romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even the runway trends nowadays, like especially for spring 2016, the looks are big on the romantic look.
So no
Nice.
blacks.
Oh, blacks, definitely.
Definitely. So
Black is still a classic.
Okay.
Even red.
Black
Yeah.
and red for kids. Okay. How about for boys? What do they
For
wear
boys.
in the prom these days? Aside from, well, the basic suits? Or?
Well, it depends on the theme, if it's semi-formal or formal. Like, boys, it's a little lax for boys. Like, they can either wear a suit or a tux. It doesn't really
Do
matter
they
so
ever wear
much.
barong, no? Not really at
Not
prom,
really.
no? It's really
No.
the suit
Yeah.
and everything like that.
Yeah.
What if you don't have a lot of budget? Because,
Yeah.
some parents really, are, don't...
Especially for a
Have-
one-night thing, diba? How expensive, like the gowns earlier would be like
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
or so.
What's the best way to maybe, to go to prom and still look good on a budget?
Yeah.
It's always good to keep in mind that there are a lot of affordable and stylish options out there. Like, for one thing, they can go to department stores, and they can maybe even go thrift shopping.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there are a lot of nice and very high fashion looking things, even in vintage shops.
Really
Yeah.
dresses.
Yeah.
What are the trends now for the hair?
For hairstyles, it's best to keep it simple. It should also complement the dress. It shouldn't be too overpowering. And then you have to make sure that the look is very classic. Like you would want to look back in the future and see how timeless you look. You wouldn't want to cringe at your prom pictures.
I cringe.
Keep it
right.
classy.
I cringe.
Keep it
Why
classic.
do I cringe?
Nothing too
Yeah.
frou-frou.
And probably also a hairstyle that you can like manage for the rest of the evening.
Yes.
Because it's gonna be long, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you go out after mamaya, it'll be all like, you know.
Do most people change after the proms, or do they actually go out in their prom dresses?
They actually go out in their prom
They
dresses.
do, they
yeah,
do. I
I
did.
see them.
Yeah. Yeah, it
it's
isn't
cute.
the most comfortable thing to do, but people do it. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh my
All right.
gosh, the
Well-
baguettes. This is prom season, guys.
Well, I wish I knew you back in the day.
Yes, but we have some
Yeah.
questions though from our televiewers, and of course now it is.
This is the part of the show where we're going to answer some questions from you guys out there. And the first question is from Ali on Facebook. And she asks, it's my first time to get invited to the prom. And everyone's making plans to go out and drink at the after party. I don't want to lie to my parents, but I don't want to be labeled KJ either. What should I do? So I'm presuming the parents are, no,
Strict,
you can't
yeah,
go out
strict.
drinking after.
Well, it's always best to ask your parents. You should value their opinions, what they think. You need to follow them because they're your parents.
Yes.
Out
This
of
is the
respect.
Philippines, so there's definitely, let's not kid ourselves, there's drinking after
Yeah.
the prom.
Why? Yeah, because you don't
Yeah.
drink in the prom, right? It's bawal.
No,
because
no,
it's a
no, no
school thing.
alcohol.
Or technically,
None.
it's a school thing. So they try, and plus they're so young.
Yeah.
They're like 16 or.
Of course, in the US,
Yeah.
you couldn't go out to a bar unless you have a fake ID.
Yeah,
but
now
in the
it's,
Philippines, you can.
Yeah. Kids should just put it out there with their parents that yes, there will be drinking, there will be boys. And if it's cool with the parents, then it's great. If not, well, they have to
Then, well,
they have to listen to
But like
them.
what
Yeah.
some of the proms that I've attend, not me, but my friends, because their kids were in the prom, the parents would actually be in the hotel.
Yeah.
Having like dinner outside, and then the ballroom is
Yeah?
right there. Yeah.
Wow.
So is that the norm, or is that allowed that the parents are actually?
Yeah. There were
Really?
parents in my prom.
Yeah, I see. It does. It
Really?
does.
Yes.
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Lucky you. Next we have Eliza, and she asked, I really love your hair color. Is there any way to achieve that look without committing?
How's that
Is there
gonna
such a
happen?
thing?
Yes, there is.
Okay, how?
Well, there's a wig, but you can
Yeah.
also use hair chalk.
What's that?
What is
Hair
that?
chalk is this material that you can buy in beauty shops, like in
Okay.
department stores. It's really easy to apply. You just rub it in your hair.
And then it turns already that very light shade. It's just,
Yeah, it depends though. If you have really dark hair, you'd have to like apply it.
When you
harder.
say rub it in, is it like chalk that you actually
Yes.
go like this? You
yeah,
color
it looks like chalk actually.
Okay.
And then sometimes it even has like an applicator with it, like a flat iron, so you do it
wow.
like that.
Okay.
And with that, it comes out after a shampoo.
Yeah.
But it doesn't run like if I had a dress. I turn my hair blue.
so
Yeah,
the
that's the thing.
light color just coats the dark.
Yes.
Just coats on, it's on top.
But yeah, that's the
Wow.
problem. It will stain your clothes.
Okay, so you just put it up na lang in a bun and make
Yeah.
sure it doesn't. Nice. Okay, next we have Ruel, and he asked, I've always been the cool dad, but I recently saw my daughter's dress for the prom and I immediately wanted to add 10 inches to the hem. How do I talk to her about this without putting her off? It's prom. What do you suggest?
Well, maybe he can break it to her gently that I believe that you might not be comfortable wearing that dress throughout the
It's
night.
too-
Like
if
it's
it's
too
too short.
skimpy.
Yeah, too short.
Maybe he can put it in such a way that you might not be able to have as much fun because you'll be too conscious and keeping yourself covered.
Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have to bring out the prude card. Like he can just say,
Yeah.
no, you might not be comfortable.
Oh, good idea. I like that.
Or you have to
Or
wear,
you
or
might
wear
get
boy
too
shorts
cold.
inside.
Oh, you might get too cold. That's a
Yeah.
good one. The hotels are freezing these days.
Yeah.
I mean, Rachel in the studio already so cold.
Yeah, I know. But it's USA, right? I mean, if you have a short thing, you can wear like shorts or something.
Yeah.
underneath. I don't know. It still shows a lot of leg, but at least your panty is not going to peek through.
Okay, next question.
All right. Okay, and last we have Daniela. She asks, what are good accessories
nice
to bring
question.
to the prom? Yes,
Yeah.
because you have the dress. Like, what's appropriate? Because I know, like you said, a lot of the dresses are very romantic. So if there's a lot of detail, what can you wear that's not going to be too much?
Definitely simple accessories like a classic pair of earrings, understated gold necklaces or silver necklaces is the way to go. And
So nothing too big?
Nothing too big.
too...
Well, it all depends on the gown. If your gown is a
Simple.
Hollywood
Simple.
style black gown, so like you might want to wear sparkly necklaces. But if it's a beaded kind of dress, keep your accessories to a minimum.
What's the rule with necklaces? Because
Yeah.
I'm always confused
Okay.
about that. When should you wear and not wear? Because sometimes I put it on and I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look right. Like, what necklines and details would go well with a
Well,
necklace?
Yeah, these days, the trendier necklaces are the simple ones with the small pendants. And then they go with almost anything.
Okay.
And for gemstone necklaces, they usually look good with off-shoulder necklines or open necklines.
So if it's like the, parang
Yeah,
the-
the open shoulder.
yes. All right.
All right,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for all those great ideas. But that's all the time we have again for today. We hope our episode will help make this year's prom the best one ever.
And thanks again for being with us, and we hope to hear from you again soon, and have a great time, everyone. Enjoy.